who's cheap now? You are. And millions more just like you with cheapoair.com. Because when you spend less booking your flight... Yeah, I'm happy. Bushiroad this morning gave us a pretty good... I feel like it's a really good Christmas present we got, guys, with the reveal of REVONN, Gallius, and Narissa. We got Narissa, so yeah, I love her so much. No, it's been a minute, guys. Vanguard's really more or less kind of slowed down, so to speak. I know that we had a new set drop and everything, but the meta hasn't really changed. I do want to get back to making some videos. I do want to get back to recording and things like that. So I think this weekend I don't feel like participating in locals because I've been doing it. Christmas. I've been Christmas shopping all day, and I think I'm spent literally and figuratively. But yeah, these reveals are really, really, really good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about them, and then we're going to go ahead and go over, I did some proxy testing with it as well. And there's something I don't want to happen, but it probably will just because of the way the deck plays. So, first card, we'll talk about Narissa. Narissa, I love her. She's our new grade 1 double rare for REVONN, though you can splash her in Maelstrom. So what her ability is that if she's rested by another card's ability, you can Soul Blast 1, have her restand, and she gains 10,000 power. That is an outstanding thing. So basically, obviously the easiest play you could think of is, rest her with REVONN, minus your opponent by 5, restand her, give her an extra 10k. So now, if you look at it, right, her in the front, let's just say she's in the front row, right, and she's sitting at an 8k grade 1. You minus a Force Vanguard, or you could do, or so whatever it is. That minus 5 puts them to 8 or 7. So she's going to be hitting regardless. Now you're going to give her an extra 5k power or 10k power to put her to 18. Well, if the Vanguard's 18, that's a 50. She's now a 15k block on your opponent's Vanguard circle. If she's on the Excel circle, usually we run, usually we'd run Excel 2, unless, you're feeling yourself and, go Excel 1 because you got your opponent like literally dead to rights in a way. Usually on Excel 2, she'll be sitting at a base of 13, and then, you give her the, use her ability, REVONN ability and her ability, and she's going to be sitting at 23k on the Excel circle, ready to pound on your opponent who's, sitting at an 8k or a 7k. And in that regards, they're going to then she's going to force a 20k. She forces you to drop a 20k shield in order to block her. So again, outstanding card. And then she has the added ability of at the end of your turn, if you have 4 more rested rear guards, she can pop herself into the soul, and then you can draw a card. So she's basically a Coral Assault, where Coral Assault checks how many battles you've done. She just checks how many rested rear guards you have at the end of the battle, which is fine because both her and Coral Assault will activate at the same time as long as you have met both of their conditions, and then you can just basically just choose which one to use because you've already met the conditions. So you can go like, okay, well, pop Narissa into the soul, draw 1, pop Coral Assault into the soul, draw another one. If you have another Narissa, pop her in the soul, draw another one. So she is just a fantastic card. So what she does is gives you the ability to be a really good attacker and then give you some defense back while filling up your soul. And with this deck now, soul is just not an issue whatsoever. So what this deck allows us to do now is run a lot more cards that do use the soul for their abilities, because you're going to be filling up the soul so much, not only from riding, by riding up to grade 3, you already have 3 cards in your soul, but any additional rides, more cards in the soul, plus between Coral Assault and Narissa, that's even more Soul that we're going to have. So Soul is definitely going to become one of the resources that we're going to look at abusing going forward. So Narissa is a fantastic grade 1 card. An instant 4 of, I believe, in REVONN, and I don't think she's really ever going to leave the deck. Plus her artwork is amazing. Then we had a grade 2 revealed, which is Blue Wave, I think it was Blue Wave Marine General, Marine Soldier, whatever it is, Gallias. So Gallias returns. I think he came out with the set with Alexander BT13 or something like that, working with the other Blue Wave support. Now he was I thought he was a pretty good card then, and I know like, talking with some, people in the Aquaforce community, I know some have a differing opinion on the card as to where, he can be a vanilla, and we're going to discuss that. So what his ability is that if you have 4 other rested rear guards, this unit gains 5,000 power. So this unit, is going to be at 5. He's going to be at he's going to be at base 14, right? With 4 other rested rear guards, he's a base 14. With then at the end of the battle that your grade 3 Vanguard attacked, you can counterblast 1 and restand him essentially. I mean, I think he's a fantastic card, and but the other condition is that you can counterblast 1, restand him if your opponent's Vanguard's power is different from its original. So if they hit a trigger and give the Vanguard power, then he gets his static 5k. If you use REVONN skill, which you're obviously going to do, then he gets his 5k. So if the opponent's Vanguard's power is altered he gets his 5k power. So is that good? Yes, it is good. Non-Excel circle, he's a 14k attacker. He's going to be 14 on a 7 or a 14 on an 8. That's a 10k block unboosted. On the Excel circle, that's a 15k block. If they hit a damage trigger, they still have to expend another 5k, at least another 5k shield in order to block him. So he's still going to be hitting, your opponent regardless of a damage trigger or not. He's a restander, which is fantastic. Now, where the controversy with this card lies is in the fact that he only works if the Vanguard's power has been altered. So if your opponent's hit a damage trigger or you've used REVONN skill, because right now, as it stands right now, REVONN is the only card we have that can alter the opponent's Vanguard's power. Because of that, if you ended up riding, like, if you're on Naval Gazer, Glory, whoever, then that would mean that the unit's power, he's going to be a vanilla, which is true. Yes, he is going to be a vanilla if the unit's power has not been altered. Does he restand if the opponent hits a damage trigger? Yes, you can attack with him, attack with your Vanguard, your opponent, attack with, like, Hydra Hurricane or whoever you have as your backup. Your opponent hits a damage trigger, they go up to 23 or whatever it is. Well, he's sitting there on the Excel circle, he's going to gain his power as well and restand. So all I'm saying is that, yes, he's a vanilla there, but the deck revolves around REVONN. Now, some people think that the deck is going to be kind of like Tachi's, where it's a 4 grade 3 deck. I don't think so. I think that we're going to be getting a decent backup Vanguard to him. But then if he is a vanilla card and we don't really get the backup grade 3 that kind of plays to REVONN style, then yes, I can see him being a vanilla in that scenario. However, you would then just treat him as Lazarus until you're able to get to REVONN, and it can also be the same thing where, for people who play Agravane, S-Crad is a vanilla unless you're on S-Crad or Aggravate, then he doesn't do anything for you. But you still run him because his ability is just, is really strong, is really good, not, too good not to run. And I understand we have other attackers and aquas we can run, but I believe that his ability for what he offers for the deck, as far as complementing the playstyle of REVONN, he is definitely a card that is worth running. And again, we don't have all the cards out. We don't have all the support, announced for everything. So this is really just early predictions, early thoughts. You can't get too high. You can't get too low. Wait till we have everything out. Wait till we do some play testing, and then we can have a final judgment on everything. But early predictions, bold predictions, I think this card is a good card, and he's definitely going to be a card that REVONN is going to love moving forward. Personally, that's what I think he's going to be, as far as what I believe I see in this card's potential with the deck going forward. Now, we got last card, REVONN. Basically, his skill was as we thought, where you rest a card on your board, give your Vanguard minus 5,000 power once per turn. All right, and when he attacks, if you have five other rested rear guards, he gains 15,000 power and an extra drive, which is really good. So that's really good on your turn 3 ride. You basically get a stride. He's basically he's actually literally a stride card. If you think about it, he's literally a stride card on your turn 3. So, and shout out to my boy Wave Nation, for bringing that up, actually, because I was like, wow, yeah, he is kind of a stride. A base 27 with triple drive. And if you happen to have another grade 3 in the soul, he'll gain an extra critical for that battle as well. Hence the name, I guess, last card, REVONN. Now, if he has his SP flavor text, that's going to be outstanding. But I think that REVONN is a very good card. I love the direction that they're actually kind of taking out for us. I wish that they froze the power, but him reducing the power, getting triple drive with the crit. This deck is definitely a crit focus deck, and I'm gonna make another video after this one because I kind of wanted to talk about what direction I see this deck going in, and some early play testing results. But I definitely like REVONN. I like what he brings to the table. He's definitely a different style from Maelstrom, and a key thing that when I was watching Wave Nation's video, it kind of brought up was that he kind of takes out the anxiety, or the anxiety of your opponent's damage trigger checks and things like that. And that's kind of something that I thought was interesting, and we're going to cover that in the next video. Aqua Life, baby, you already know. We out.